Do you want to have the best staff set up in FM23? Then look no further as we go through the best staff in Football Manager, all for different levels as well. So don't worry if you're a small team or a big team, there'll be something in here for everyone. Hello everyone, Jake here for FMSCOUT and welcome to a quick video where we're going to run through the best staff in FM23. We'll be looking for the best head of youth developments, the best assistant managers, director of footballs, coaches, chief scouts and goalkeeper coaches, all for a different level of Club 2. We've got staff that would fit in at Manchester City, some in the Championship with Millwall, and then some all the way down in League 2 for Mansfield. Hopefully a bunch of great picks for you. If you get some use out of this, then smash the like button for us. Let's hit 500 likes and subscribe for more as we try and hit 150,000 subscribers. And with that being said, let's start off with the head of youth developments. And we start off with the head of youth development for a high level club, which is Pep Bawada. But before we talk about him, to set the ground rules, we'll be looking at only unemployed staff that would be willing to sign for the club we are managing, and obviously someone who fits the role well, while also being a real person and not a generated staff member that the game provides, because I think they might be a bit random. So instead, we're going for the actual known staff members, and Pep Bawada is a great head of youth development. We're looking for good working with youngsters, judging player ability and judging player potential, while also having a great personality to rub off on those youngsters that come through. Former Manchester United player Nicky Butt would be a great head of youth development if you are, say, a championship level club. We're Millwall here, a team predicted to come middle of the table in the second division of England. Butt would be willing to join and looks like he'd do a great job. Whilst it isn't one of his more natural roles, I think Jess Ibram would be a great head of youth development if you are in a really low level team. For example, Mansfield here are predicted to be mid-table of the 4th division in England, but he would be willing to join. He looks like he would do a good job for us. His personality is okay. It's going to be hard to find the perfect head of youth development at this level, and that'll go with every staff member when we're looking at our Mansfield staff. I think they would all be great picks, but remember, if you can think of something better, let me know in the comments. But now let's move on to our directors of football. For our elite club, we are looking at Reuven Schroeder, a director of football with good negotiation, judging player potential and judging player ability. I really like having this staff member in my save. I delegate a lot of my jobs to them, and having the perfect one can make your life so much easier. And they can even suggest transfer targets to you at the click of a button, so try and find the best one of these possible. But Reuven Schroeder looks like a fantastic option. He's also got good knowledge of a variety of areas as well, which will come in handy. Now let's move on to our second director of football, and that's going to be 48-year-old American Nelson Rodriguez, who comes in with great judging player ability, judging player potential and negotiation skills. Would be willing to join a club at the level of Millwall's. Not too much past experience, he's only been a chairperson in the past, but looks like he'd do a great job for your sides. And for our lower level team, we've got David Moss, who looks great for this kind of level, great judging player ability, so the suggestions that he gives you should hopefully be of use to your side. Negotiations and player potential are there too. He fits the role nicely, plenty of experience in the past with a variety of clubs, so I'm sure it won't take him long to settle in at your side. We'll now be looking at scouts. Now you could use these as just a standard club scout or a chief scout. It depends on what you're looking for, of course, but David Trezeguet here is a phenomenal scout and one of the best you can get. Obviously you want them to be very good judges of talent and be able to adapt to new leagues, and Trezeguet can do that fantastically. With knowledge of leagues around Europe, South America and even Africa, Trezeguet was a fantastic player, and now he's going to make a fantastic scout. Luke Dowling hasn't had a scout role since he was a chief scout at Leeds about a decade or so ago, but he does have the ability to do it well. You could use him in a lot of other roles as well, but they were already taken up by different people in this video. But as a scout, he would do the job and would be willing to join a club of Millwall's level. And for our low level club, we've got Mark Stowe, who's had roles at a variety of clubs that you can see in the bottom left, all scouting roles. He'd be a great scout for you. And with him done, we're about halfway through today's video, so I'd like to let you guys know that I do have my own channel linked in the description with a Leicester save going on currently. If you want to come over there and show your support, I'd greatly appreciate it. But now let's move back onto the staff members as we take a look at our goalkeeping coaches. Pretty much the best goalkeeping coach I've ever seen is Flavio Tenius, a Brazilian goalkeeping coach who's great with youngsters, good technically, good mentally as well. This guy is the complete package, but in terms of being able to coach a goalkeeper, you won't find many better than this man. At a slightly lower level, level, Inaki Garcia Sendin could be a great choice. Plenty of experience at Spanish clubs and Chinese clubs. Get him to your club and I'm sure he will improve your goalkeeping options. And all the way down in League 2, Tom Heath would be willing to join our Mansfield side. A guy that could be a fitness coach if you wanted him to be, or a goalkeeping coach. If you're a really low level club, you might be able to ask him to do both roles for you. A perfect goalkeeping coach for the low level teams. He will definitely do the job, and he's quite young too, so you don't have to worry about him retiring anytime soon. Moving on to the assistant managers now, and make sure you stick with us because at the end of the video I'll show you exactly how you can find these kind of staff members very easily. But we're going for Dirk Mack here as my assistant manager. Let's highlight the attributes he'd need to do that role, and you can see he's got everything, as well as some very good coaching attributes. This guy can do so many roles, do them at a very high level, and is the perfect assistant manager. Now this guy surprised me. I found him when looking for an assistant manager for Millwall. He'd be willing to join, and his name is Phil Cannon. Now as an assistant manager, he's got everything he needs, but I mean, look at those other attributes as well. Perfect attributes. He's been an under-18s manager for a few years. I mean, he's 62 years of age, but he's now ready seemingly to take the step up to be an assistant manager, head of youth development, whatever you want him to do, he will do a great job for you. With those attributes, he's got no flaws at all. And our assistant manager for the low levels is Jeff Harrop, a guy with a 2-star reputation, decent personality and professional. He's got the attributes he needs to do the job. If you want to make him a coach, feel free. I mean, technically his coaching attributes aren't the world's best, but in terms of what is supposedly needed for an assistant manager, he has it in his locker. Hopefully he can be the number 2 at your side as you carry your team all the way up the divisions. And to finish off, we're looking at an all-round coach. Now at a higher level, you're probably more likely to be looking for an attacking specific coach, a fitness coach, a defending coach. Here we're looking for coaches that can do a few different roles decently, and therefore if you are in the lower leagues you can maybe have him do more than one role, because that is something you can do in FM. When you offer someone a contract, I'll show you here, you can ask them to do a secondary job. Obviously you wouldn't do that at a club like Manchester City really, but if you don't have the funds to have that many staff members, it could be a good idea to give people dual jobs. But anyway, Carlinhos Neves is our Brazilian coach here. If we highlight the attributes, I don't need to speak, everything is bright green, you get the idea. He is a great coach. Whilst Mark Chamberlain lacks in the attacking, defending and fitness areas, when it comes to the tactical and technical attributes as well as the motivation skills, level of discipline, this guy has got what he needs. Plenty of experience in the past as well as a player and a coach. Mark Chamberlain would be a great appointment for your side. And on to our final player before I show you how you can find these guys. And we have Chris Hutchins, a very well-rounded staff member considering we are at a lower level of football here, all the way with Mansfield. His motivation is on the lower side, but if we're actually looking at those coaching attributes, he's got a lot of what you'd need to be the perfect all-round coach for you, or even an assistant manager at this level. But there you go, there's a bunch of different staff members. We didn't cover every single staff role, but if you wanted to be able to find these staff members yourself, I'll take Mansfield as our example here. Head over to staff and then to staff search, and an important thing to do is to hit this button here. Now if you're looking for youth team staff, you'd only tick that. If you're looking for reserve staff, you'd tick that. You get the idea. Most of the time though, you'll be looking for first team appointments, so tick that button and then you can use filters to narrow down your search. I like to look for people, particularly if you're a lower down club, who are unemployed, as you might not have the funds to take them out of their current job. Staff role, you select what you want. If you're looking for a head of youth development, click that, then go over to your attributes and select the ones that are needed for head of youth development, and then you can start to narrow down your search, taking attributes down one by one, saying they only need to hit 2 out of 3 criteria, let's say. That narrows down your search a bit, allows you to find the best staff, and then you can go ahead, take a look and narrow down which one you want to appoint. I think this is a better way than advertising your staff roles. That's how I used to get staff. I used to do the whole place an advert thing. I don't know if you've seen it, but you go to the staff page. If you wanted a chief scout, you would place advert, say chief scout, and in a few days one would come through, usually an email with a list of people who'd be willing to do the job. But if you want to fine tune your staff, then taking 10 minutes to do this at the start of your save can really give you long lasting effects. But there we go, there's the best staff in FM23. Hopefully you got some use out of the video. If you have enjoyed, smash the like button, subscribe for more, but most of all, have a great day everybody, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.